All right, guys, good morning. So today is going to be a little bit of a different day. We are going to be doing is I'm going to be leading our morning meeting. And then right after that, I'm going to be going straight into our ELA lesson for today. Now, every week we have this routine. However, on unit 1, week 6 weeks, it's going to look very different because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing all of weeks 1 through 5 of the unit for ELA. And then we're going to be kind of doing a lot of different types of assessments for that unit. So unit 1, week 6 will always be a little bit different than unit 1, week 1 through weeks 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our morning meeting first. So it looks like our morning leader for tomorrow will either be Daniel, Angelica, or Christian. So Kendall and Solomon have already went. So now we're going, the only person who hasn't gone yet is going to be Daniel. And then we're going to just be starting over again, starting with Angelica and then Christian, and then going through your guys' names again. Okay. So today is October 4th. So we didn't have school Saturday or Sunday. And then I'm going to read. The date is October 4th, 2021. Yesterday was Sunday. Today is Monday. And tomorrow will be Tuesday. Now, we have been in school for 25 days. I'm sorry, not 25. I thought that's at 24. We've been in school for 30 days. So because we're going to be going up another one, instead of writing 10 in the ones place, you could only have one digit there. We need to regroup, which is why we went from 29 to 30. So adding one more to this 10s chart, it's 10 frame. Now we have 10, 20, 30. So tomorrow we'll be at 31. The weather outside today, I would say it's like sunny. It's been kind of warm these days for fall weather. And then we're going to go ahead and do our Pledge of Allegiance and Peace Builders Pledge, right? Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Peace Builders Pledge. I am a peace builder. I pledge to praise people, to give up put downs, to seek wise people, to notice and speak up about hurts I have caused, to right wrongs, to help others. I will build peace at home, at school, and in my community each day. All right, guys, you can go ahead and sit back down. Thank you. All right, so it looks like tomorrow it is going to be Ray's birthday. So we're going to sing happy birthday for Ray tomorrow. And she's also going to be able to choose our Go Noodle and our Kahoot. Now, today is Mindful Monday, and we actually are going to finish up, not finish, but watch the next video in on our Mojo series on Class Dojo.
Chapter 3. Katie discovers the incredible power of yet. Our story begins with Katie, a friendly monster who loved being the smartest one in class. Until one day, when something unsettling happened. It was Katie's favorite time of the day, science class. She was always the best at science. But today, something was different. Everyone was having a great time working on a fun project. But Katie just didn't get it. She started to ask for help. But then she had a frightening thought. If she asked for help, everyone would see she really wasn't so smart after all. She decided to keep quiet and pretend everything was okay. A little while later, Katie was sitting at lunch, feeling glum, when Mojo stopped by. "Katie, you're a genius," said Mojo. What? Said Katie. I was working on this project today, said Mojo, and I got stuck. Normally, I would just give up and start throwing paper airplanes. But then I remembered what you said about how your brain is like a muscle. And I thought, hey, it's not like I can't do this. I just can't do it yet. So I turn to Bruce and I say, hey, Bruce, I don't get this yet. And he's all like, no problemo, Mojo. I'll help you figure it out. So we worked on it together. And now we have the sweetest volcano you've ever seen. That's great, Mojo, said Katie. But weren't you embarrassed to ask for help? No way! Why would I be embarrassed when I could be learning something new? Well, Katie couldn't believe it. She'd been teaching Mojo all about the brain. But maybe it was time she learned a lesson from him. What do you think? Can Katie learn something from Mojo? Now that's an interesting question indeed.
All right, guys. So that was the end of our mindfulness video for today. We will watch the next one in this series tomorrow. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at our weekly schedule. Now, if you ever forget where our weekly schedule is, okay, what you're going to do is you have multiple places you can go. You should have it bookmarked here. So here's my bookmark. I bookmarked it right here. It's going to be like my blue box with some white lines. You can also go to Google Classroom, click on classwork, click on resource links, the first one, and it'll be the middle one, weekly schedule. Or you can go to Miss Park's website, which you should also have bookmarked, and then it'll be the first one in online resources or under student portal. So lots of places to go for your weekly schedule, all right? Now, for today in ELA, remember, we are doing our review week for Unit 1. It's our Unit 1 assessment week. Assessment is just another word for test. Okay, so you're watching this YouTube video right now. So you already are on the right track. Okay, we are going to be reading and reviewing Do-It-Yourself Dinner. And then we're going to follow along. You're going to follow along with your own copy. Okay, your own copy of Do-It-Yourself Dinner is going to be under classwork, under ELA, under October 4th, Unit 1, Week 6 comprehension. And then I have it right here for you guys. And then what you'll do is you'll see either a K or a bluish purplish box that says open with Cami. Sometimes it'll be right here, open with annotate with Cami. Okay, so that's how you guys are going to open it. You guys can also open it with open with Cami, and then here are some directions if it's still not working. Okay, so I gave you guys your own copy. Now you can do it on Cami, or you can print it out and do it paper and pencil. So whatever you want, you're not going to be turning this in. This is just for you because this is going to help you on tomorrow's test. We're going to go over very similar skills and strategies that are going to show up on tomorrow's test. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to do is for Do-It-Yourself Dinner, you need to either print this out. The reason why I am recording today's lesson is because there's going to be a lot of me talking and you doing. There's going to be a lot of me talking and you doing. So because of that, you guys need to pause the video whenever you need to do something. All right. So if I'm saying, okay, everyone, you need to go to Do-It-Yourself Dinner and open it up in ELA. And if you're having trouble opening it up in Cami or you want to print it out, then pause the video and then make sure you guys are going at your own pace. I feel like this is the best way for you guys to do it, because if I'm just talking to you guys in class and you don't have time to do it yourself, then a lot of times some of you guys don't do it at all. So watch it during class time. This should take the hour of the time. And then that way, by the end of our ELA time, you'll have this done. Okay. So open it up in ELA, go to Google Classroom, classwork, ELA, October 4th, which is today, Unit 1, Week 6. And then you're going to open this up in Cami. All right. Go ahead and pause and get there. All right. So I'm in Cami now. So I am going to now be working on my comprehension review. You're going to have a different story tomorrow. Your story for tomorrow is actually going to be jam day. I'll go ahead and show you guys it. So this is your story for tomorrow. You guys are going to read this story jam day as your actual test. You're going to answer the questions, and then that's going to be your comprehension test. Now you're going to notice that it's longer than your normal comprehension tests on Fridays. Okay. And we are going to be reviewing strategies and skills we've learned for the last 5 weeks in ELA. So you're going to notice. So this one says pick 2 words that have the same root word as picking. So that's one of your questions tomorrow. So root words, we've talked about root words. What does the word stuck mean? And which word from the sentence best helps you answer that? So that's going to be using context clues. And that's going to be a vocabulary strategy. How do you use context clues so like rereading the sentence to see what it means? We've got which word shows more than one thing. And so that's going to show like, that's going to have like an S or an ES at the end. And that was inflectional endings, plural words. How can you tell that Ray likes to eat jam? Okay, that's going to be asking and answering questions, one of our comprehension skills. What surprises Tim on jam day? That could be rereading. You might need to reread through the story. Which word best describes Ray? That would be rereading. That could be asking and answering questions. Which word best describes Tim? Same thing, rereading, context clues, understanding the character, understanding what events are going on. So let's look at the questions that we're going to be answering today. So question number 7, which word from the sentences have an ending that means something that happened in the past? Okay, so that's going to be inflectional endings, things that happened in the past. So those are going to have suffixes. What does in a flash mean? So those are going to be context clues, using sentence clues to understand and using your vocabulary strategies to understand new vocabulary words. Pick 2 words that have the same root word as added. So you see how there's very similar types of questions. There's going to be questions on root words, inflectional endings. What does Rico's dinner a do-it-yourself? What makes Rico's dinner a do-it-yourself dinner? Okay, so that's going to be understanding key details, understanding events that happened in the story. And then how does the reader know that Rico's mom is kind? That's going to be understanding the story, understanding the character, asking and answering questions, rereading. Pick 2 choices that tell about Rico's good idea. Same thing, understanding key details, having to reread to find them. And then the first question that we're going to be answering is, what does the picture show about Rico? And then that's understanding the illustrations and how illustrations help us understand the more about our characters. So let's go ahead and read our story, Do It Yourself Dinner. A new family moved in next door. Mom asked them to come to dinner on Friday. Rico was happy because he was eager to meet the new neighbors. Mom was very busy all week. Now it was Friday morning. I have no idea what to cook, she said. We can have a do-it-yourself dinner, Rico said. We can have tacos. We can make our own. That is a good idea, but it will still take work. We will have to figure out what to get from the store. Rico grabbed a pencil and paper. He made a list. Taco shells, lettuce, cheese, meat. Mom added, do not forget tomatoes. That afternoon, Mom picked Rico up after school. They went to the grocery store. The parking lot was very crowded. Look at all of the cars, moaned Mom. This could take a long time. I have an idea, Rico said. Let's tear the list in 2. I can get half and you can get the other half. Inside the store, Rico and Mom each grabbed a shopping basket. Rico found the tomatoes, the lettuce, and the cheese. Mom headed to the back of the store to get the meat and the taco shells. They met at the front of the store and Mom paid for the food. In a flash, Mom and Rico were driving home. A bag full of groceries sat on the back seat. At home, Rico said, I can wash tomatoes and shred the cheese. He hurried into the kitchen to get started. And there's our picture of him washing the tomatoes. Rico and Mom worked fast. They helped each other. They were almost done when Mom said, "Oh no, we still have to set the kitchen table." "I can do it," said Rico. He put out plates and glasses. He put a bright red napkin by every place. Then he heard the doorbell. Ding dong. Rico opened the door. He said, "Hola, we're having a special dinner." The new neighbors and their daughter Ella came in. Everyone sat at the table. They each took a taco shell. They passed plates of lettuce, onions, and tomatoes. They passed bowls of meat, beans, and cheese. They passed a jar of hot sauce. They all took what they wanted. Each built a perfect taco. Ella did not want meat. She piled extra beans on her taco. Rico loves spicy food. He dribbled lots of hot sauce on his taco. There was nonstop talking and laughing as Mom and Rico learned about their friendly neighbors. At last, everyone was full. Ella said, "We all built our own tacos. Now we can all wash and dry the dishes." Everyone agreed. Soon the kitchen was filled with the sound of laughter as the new friends worked together to clean up. "This has been so much fun," the new neighbors said. "We will have a do-it-yourself dinner next week. Come to our house. We'll make little pizzas. Everyone can make a perfect pizza." So that was our story of do-it-yourself dinner. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to go through the questions. And as I'm going through the questions, if I feel like I can find the answers in the story, I'm going to edit, annotate, highlight the story so that it can help me better find the answers to each of these questions. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. All right. Okay. So number one, look at the picture in the passage. What does the picture show about Rico? Pick two choices, draw a circle around each one. So let's look at the picture again. What I'm going to do is there's only one picture here. So I'm going to put a circle around it. I'm going to make it yellow. So here's my picture of Rico. What does the picture show about Rico? So what is he doing in the drawing? So it looks like he is washing the tomatoes. So I'm going to do another little circle. Now, how do we know that those are tomatoes? Because it says so in the story very close to where that picture is. Now, to highlight, there's different ways you can do it. The first way you can highlight is you can click mark up, and then you have these different things. So we can do like a freehand highlighter, and I'm going to choose like a yellow color, and I'm going to highlight this. I can wash tomatoes and shred the cheese. The reason why I do the freehand highlighter is because sometimes the text highlighter, it like might go a little too fast, or it might highlight more than I need. So when that happens, I'm just going to click up here, undo, and then it goes away. So I like the freehand because it's a little bit easier for me to use. So what is he doing? He's washing the tomatoes and he hurries into the kitchen. So that means that and look, it even says in the next line, Rico and Mom worked fast. And not only is he working fast, but he's helping his mom because they know that there's a lot of things that need to be done. So now that I highlighted a few things about what's going on in the picture and some of the text that relates with it, I'm going to go back and see if I can answer question number one. Now, now I noticed that I've already done a lot of highlighting. I've highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences, and I've circled 2 different pictures. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this right now. You're not just watching the YouTube video, you're actually doing it. So if you have not done this, pause the video and do that now. All right. So hopefully you guys have now done that. Question number 1. What does the picture show about Rico? Pick 2 choices, draw a circle around each one. He enjoys eating tacos. Does this show that he's eating tacos and he enjoys them? No, at this point of the story, he has not even eaten any tacos. So I'm going to go back here to my drawing, and then I'm going to use like a red. That's a red color is fine. And I'm just going to put an X because I know it's not going to be this one. He wants to make new friends. Well, maybe he does want to make new friends with his neighbors. We know that about him, but does that show it in the picture? No, he's watching tomatoes. Doesn't show us him making new friends. He helps clean the food. Ooh, I can wash the tomatoes. Why do people wash the tomatoes? Why do we wash our bodies in the shower? Why do we wash our hands? To keep them clean. So he's helping to wash the tomatoes, which is one way to help keep the food clean. And it says to draw a circle around our answer. So I know that's going to be an answer, but the directions say to pick two choices. So I'm going to keep going. Now, you guys should be doing exactly what I'm doing or something similar. So if you have not underlined this, if you have not put XX check mark circle, you need to do so now. Pause the video and make sure you get that done, okay? He works in the kitchen. Is he working in the kitchen? Let's see. He hurried into the kitchen to get started. Yes, the sink is in the kitchen. So this must be the last answer because we're picking only two, but let's just make sure. He writes a shopping list. No, he's not writing a shopping list in that picture. So that must be these two as our answer. All right. So do you guys see how we reread the story? We looked back and we're also checking each of the answers to make sure that we're finding the correct or the best ones. Question number 2. Pick two choices that tell about Rico's good idea. So it is helpful to share ideas. Well, mom wasn't really giving any ideas. She was just more concerned because she was running out of time. So I don't think it's A. So I'm just going to put an X. I'm not sure. Children cannot cook dinner. Ooh, we know that's for sure not right. Children cannot cook dinner. No, because Rico helped. So it's not going to be B. Working together can be fun. Ooh, I like that answer. Yeah, he had so much fun with his mom doing it. And remember, they were all helping wash the dishes and then they were all laughing. So I think it could be C, but I want to just make sure because we have to pick two. Pizzas are easier to make than tacos. No, we don't really know if it's easier or harder. I think it actually might be harder because you have to bake them, but who knows? But we don't know because it didn't talk about the pizzas and how, if they're easier or not to make. Lists do not make shopping go quickly. No, I think the list really helped. How do I know? Let's look back. I have an idea. Let's tear the list in two and I can get half and you can get the other half. So it looks like the list was helpful. It made it go faster. But what do you guys notice? We made some X's, but we need to pick two choices. So we know C is going to definitely be one of them. So I'm going to bubble in C. So make sure you guys bubble in C. Now, one of these is also a right answer. So if you're not sure, let's definitely eliminate what we know cannot be the right answer. Okay. It is helpful to share ideas. Well, that is true. And you know what? I think that Rico probably gave mom good ideas and mom probably gave good ideas and their new neighbor gave a good idea that next time they can do a do-it-yourself pizza. So it could be A. So I'm just going to put a question mark. Another fun thing you can do is like a meh face. If you know what a meh face is, it's like, I'm not sure. That's meh face. Meh, I don't know. Children cannot cook dinner. Ooh, we know it's not going to be B. We know because he helped cook dinner with his mom. So I'm going to fully cross it out this time. Pizzas are easier to make than tacos. No, that's not going to be one because we definitely didn't talk about pizzas and we definitely didn't say that they were easier to make. Lists do not make shopping go quickly. No, it's a very good idea. If you ever ask your parents if they have to go to the store and buy lots of things, like if they're having a party, they usually always write a list because they don't want to forget anything. So we know it's not B, D, and E. So what do you guys think the best answer is going to be? A. So even though sometimes it's kind of hard to find the answer, sometimes when we look and see, okay, well, which one cannot be the right answer for sure, that's going to help us out. So you guys should have bubbles in A and C. You guys are doing this either in Cami or you're doing this on your printed paper if you printed it out, okay? Pause the video if you need more time. Number 3, the following questions has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. Part A, how does the reader know that Rico's mom is kind? She works very hard. Well, yes, working hard is a good thing, but does that mean you're kind? No, some people can work really hard and they can kind of be maybe sometimes mean. So just because you work hard doesn't mean you're necessarily kind. She lets Rico cook alone. I don't think that would be very kind. She actually was very kind because she was helpful. She helped Rico cook. So Rico didn't do it all by himself. She drives Rico to the store. Ooh, I think that's pretty kind. So it could be C. That's something that would be kind to drive Rico to the store. She welcomes new neighbors. Ooh, that's a good one too. So we know for sure it's not A and we know it's not B. So it's either going to be C or D. We're not sure. How does the reader know that Rico's mom is kind? Now, I want you guys to think, what would a kind person do? Would they drive their son to the store to get food for their neighbors, or is being kind in welcoming and inviting your neighbors? I think both of those things are awesome, but I think the one that's the most kind is welcoming her new neighbors. Because the reason why they're going to the store is not for Rico to go get like his favorite chocolate bar or a can of soda. They're going to the store so that they can make dinner for their neighbors. And that's a very kind thing to do. If you have someone maybe new to our classroom, instead of ignoring them and not playing with them at recess, if you like welcome them and say, hey, do you want to play handball with me? That would be very kind. That would be a very kind thing to do. So I think D is the best answer. Okay, part B. Which sentence from the passage best helps you answer part A? A new family moved in next door. Okay, so does that mean welcoming new neighbors? Well, that's a new family, so it could be. So I'm not sure. I'm going to do a meh face. Mom asked them to come to dinner on Friday. Ooh, welcomes new neighbors, ask them to come to dinner. That's like pretty much the same thing. When you're welcoming someone and you're inviting them over, it's very similar. So because those answers are very similar, I think it's B, but let's keep going and check. That is a good idea, but it will still take work. That has to do with the cooking. That has nothing to do with welcoming her new neighbors. That's the conversation she has with her son. Oh no, we still have to set the kitchen table. And that's again, a conversation she has with her son about how to set up for when they come. So the one that relates with welcoming new neighbors is she invites them over to dinner. So it's going to be B. B will connect with D. Remember, if you need more time, pause the video. Question number 4. What makes Rico's dinner a do-it-yourself dinner? Use 2 details from the passage in your answer. So for question number 4, how do we know it's do-it-yourself? When we say something is do-it-yourself, that means you made your own. So like, let's say that, I don't know, you guys are, let's say that like you're hungry and you want breakfast. And your parents are like, you're saying, Mom, I'm really hungry. I want breakfast. And they say, well, do something yourself, do it yourself. Then that means you're making it on your own. So maybe a do-it-yourself breakfast might be like milk and cereal for you. You probably wouldn't be like baking yourself like muffins in the morning. That probably would take some help from an adult. So do it yourself means you're making everything on your own. So let's go ahead and write that down. Everyone, let's write that in black, makes their own tacos. Now, we want to explain how we know. How do we know that they each made their own tacos? How do we know that they were able to, what were some details that we read from the story? Everyone sat at the table, they took a Taco Bell, they passed plates, they passed bowls, they all took what they wanted. Ooh, so everyone made their own tacos the way they wanted it. And then let's use 2 details. So what are 2 details from the story to prove that they made it the way that they wanted it? Well, what was the one way that someone wanted it? Let's relook. And I'm going to highlight again. So I'm going to click markup, freehand highlighter. Okay, so we know that they all took what they wanted. So Ella did not want meat. And then Rico, he dribbled lots of hot sauce. So that's what I highlighted. So you can pause the video and look at what I highlighted. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to type Ella did not put meat in her taco. And then I need another detail. Rico made his taco spicy by putting lots of hot sauce. All right. So the reason why I didn't indent is because this is not a paragraph. I only wrote 1, 2, 3 sentences. And you're only just answering this question. This is what we call a short answer response. Many of you guys are having trouble with, not many, some of you guys are having trouble with typing and writing it down. So if you have trouble typing, then write it down first and then type it. If you're having trouble with spelling, just try and sound it out. A lot of what you're going to write is in the story. So let's say you're like, well, Miss Park, I don't know how to spell hot sauce. Go back in the story. There it is. Hot sauce. Well, Miss Park, I don't know how to spell Ella. Right there. Well, Miss Park, I don't know how to spell they all took what they wanted. Just copy it from right here. You can use a lot of the words that are in the story to help you spell out and find the answers to your questions. All right. So pause the video if you need more time. That's why we're recording it, so that you can pause the video and get your work done this AM instead of doing it at nighttime. Okay. Number 5, read the sentence from the passage. Mom added, do not forget tomatoes. Pick 2 words that have the same root word as added. So we first need to find the root word in added. Now, we know that ED is an inflectional ending. ED means to happen in the past. So what happened in the past? They added in the past. So to add means usually something with like summing something up. So mom like put together, added, she put something more to her list. Do not forget tomatoes. She added the tomatoes to the list. Now, she added it in the past, which means this story happened before and we're retelling it. And so that's what she asked Rico to do. She asked in the past for Rico to add the tomatoes to the list. So what is our root word? The root word is going to be add. Now you need to find 2 words that have the same root word. So we are looking for not just AD, but ADD. So we have adding, we have address, we have ads, and then we have admit, and we have adventure, but those do not have ADD. This one just has AD. So it's going to be A, B, and C, but it only tells us to pick 2 words. So one of these is not a root word. Adding. Well, adding has the ing inflectional ending. So we know that this must be, when you're adding something together, that means you're adding it in the present moment. It's happening right now. And we know adds means like you're adding more than one thing, because it's the inflectional ending S or ES. Now, address, there's res. And so, and that one, actually, address is its own root word. So like an address or an address is like, maybe it could mean several things, but like think of an address as like where you live. Like someone might ask you like, what's your street address? What's the address that you live at? And you might say, oh, my address is 1023 Eli Avenue. So the only word that uses the actual root word is going to be A and C. And it has those inflectional endings that we've been learning in class, ED, ING, and S. Okay, question number 6. In a flash, comma, Mom and Rico were driving home. A bag full of groceries sat on the back seat. So question number 6, what does in a flash mean? So in a flash, remember, they were rushing. Mom was very busy all week, and now it was Friday morning and she didn't know what to cook. So I'm going to highlight so I can remember some of these things. So she was busy all week. She had no idea what to cook. They add the list. And then they're in the parking lot and it was crowded. Mom is moaning. Usually that means you're upset. She thinks it's going to take a long time. So what does Rico do? He has an idea. He says, you get half and I get the other half. And so they meet and they pay for the food. And then in a flash, they were driving home. So first, she's afraid that it's going to take a long time. But in a flash, so think of like Flash, the superhero. He's really, really fast. Okay, so when something happens in a flash, it means that it's happening very quickly. So she thought it was going to take a long time, but in a flash, they were already driving home because they worked together. So let's look at that question again. What does in a flash mean? A news story? No. A surprise idea? No. In a very short time? Oh, yeah, it happened very quickly. A quick, bright light. Now, flash could mean that, but in this sentence, that's not what it means. You're going to see a question like this on tomorrow's test, and I'm actually going to show you guys. Tomorrow's test, there's going to be a question about the word stuck. It's going to say, what does the word stuck mean in this sentence? Now, normally you guys might say, well, when I'm stuck, that means like I can't go anywhere. I can't move. So like you guys might think like, oh, when I'm stuck, that means like I'm trapped. I can't get somewhere. So you might think, oh, Miss Park, this one's going to be B. That's wrong. It's not going to be B. The reason why is because you have to read it in context. You need to use the context clues to understand. So I'll actually show you guys this one. This will be on your actual test, okay? He shows him how to pick berries without getting stuck by thorns. So it's not that he's going to unable to move. If you get stuck by a thorn, like if you're, let's say, I don't know, you're picking flowers and then you grab a rose and you get stuck by a thorn. That doesn't mean your finger is stuck. You're like, Mom, I can't move my finger. It's stuck there. When you get stuck by a thorn, that means, excuse me, that means that like thorns, think of it as a very prickly thing. If you ever get stuck by a thorn, your finger is going to end up bleeding because it's prickly. It's going to prick your finger. So another word for prick would be to cut. So if you ever get stuck by a thorn, or if you ever hear someone say, oh, I got stuck by a thorn, it means that they got cut by it. They got cut by a thorn and they're probably bleeding a little bit. All right. So remember that for tomorrow's test. Okay. So in a flash, it's not going to mean a quick bright light. In a flash, they were driving home. It means that in a very short time, they were able to get home. So your answer is going to be C. Now we have one more question. Okay. So hang in there. Read the sentences from the passage. Mom added, do not forget tomatoes. That afternoon, Mom picked Rico up after school. Which word from the sentences have an ending that means something that happened in the past? That is going to be the inflectional endings we learned. And this one, in the past, is ED. ING means happening now. S or ES is usually more than one. So which one ends with ED? Added and picked. And there's only two. Okay. That's it for today. I'm sorry, not for today. You can pause the video if you haven't finished. But that is it for our comprehension review. Okay. You don't need to turn it in. You don't need to turn it in. What we're going to be doing is you're just going to use that as a review because tomorrow you guys are going to be working on your comprehension test of Jam Day. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly show you guys your grammar test review and then your selfie writing. Okay. So if you're not done with this is priority right now because you guys can do your grammar later. But while you guys are on this, I want you guys to finish this. Either do it on Cami or do it on a piece of paper, but you got to do it somewhere. All right. So right now, what I'm going to do next is we're going to work on our grammar test, which I actually put on Kahoot for you guys. So let me get there right now. All right. So for your grammar test, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking this Kahoot quiz. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it here so that you guys can go to your weekly schedule and just click here to play it. Or you can find it in Google Classroom. All right. So when you go to Google Classroom, you're going to click stream. Okay. It's going to be in screen. It's going to be in stream under grammar test review. Okay. All you do is you're going to click this button, the link or the purple button. Once you're here, this is going to be a Kahoot quiz, just very similar to the science Kahoot quiz you did last week. And now what you're going to be doing is you need to, every time you play this game, you cannot use the same name. So let's say that today I write Miss Park. When I try and take my quiz again tomorrow for review, it's going to say that name can't be used. And the reason why is because you have to use a different name because it's going to keep track of all of your scores. So like this today, I'll be Miss Park. Tomorrow, I'll be Miss Park 1. The next day, I'll be Miss Park 2. The next day, I'll be Miss Park 3. Or if you want, you guys can make it fun. You guys can like write Miss Park loves her students. Well, actually, I can't even make it that long. Miss Park, and I'll do a heart. Okay. So you can add things to your name. Just make sure it's appropriate or else I will be deleting your name because I don't want people seeing that. So you're just going to make sure that every time you play, you have to write your name a little bit differently. The reason why is because it's keeping track of all the different times you write it. You take it. Now I'm going to show you guys the questions. Okay, what is, oh. I don't even know if you guys can still hear that or not. But anyways, so the reason why I put this on Kahoot is because I want you guys to be able to practice it and I want it to be fun. These are going to be very similar to your actual quiz, like so similar. So if you guys practice this every single day, maybe once or twice per day, you guys are going to do really well on your grammar test. So the first thing is how to start a letter greeting, which you guys practiced also in, I believe, your selfie writings. And so in any letter greeting, you're always going to write dear the person you're writing to. So like dear Billy with a comma, and then you start your writing. So the comma is the correct one. Okay, what is the correct way to write this sentence? We are always together with a period, no period or anything, and then we are always together. The first one would be the correct one. It is not a question sentence. Question number 3, combine these two sentences. He drives the car, he uses his hands. Best way, he drives the car and his hands. No, he drives the car with his hands. Sounds right. He drives the car, drives it with his hands. The best way to combine these two sentences is he drives the car, he uses his hands. Well, he drives the car with his hands because he's using his hands to drive the car. So instead of writing he uses, we're going to switch it out with the word with. And we're combining two sentences to make one. Who is the subject of the sentence? He went to the library to read books. So who is the sentence about? Who? The sentence is about him, he, the guy, whoever the boy is. That's the subject of the sentence. Who it's about. So he. What is the predicate? We play basketball after school. So who is the sentence about is the subject. What they did is the predicate. So who is we? What did they do? What did they do? They played basketball after school. Combine these two sentences. I am a swimmer. I swim really fast. I am a really fast swimmer. I am a swimmer really fast. I am a swimmer. I am really fast. The best way to combine these two, I am a really fast swimmer. That is, it sounds the neatest. So that's why it would be the best. Where it's a very flowy sentence. I am a really fast swimmer. What is the best way to write this sentence? First, Billy, comma, shoots the ball. First, comma, Billy shoots the ball. First, Billy shoots, comma, the ball. So we've learned about this. These are called sequence words. First, or transition words. First, next, then last. Whenever we use words like that, first, next, then last, finally, in conclusion, you're always going to put a comma after that transition or that sequence word. What is the best way to write this sentence? He says, that is awesome. He says, that is awesome. He says, that is awesome. Well, when something is awesome, that's exciting. And when something is exciting or being said very loud, you use an exclamation point. We're almost done. What is the correct way to write this sentence? What do you think we did? What do you think we did? Comma. What do you think we did? Question mark. Now, it's a who, what, when, where, why statement, and those types of statements are always a type of question, and so those will always end with a question mark. Whenever you see like who, what, when, why, usually that's going to end with a question mark. Like, who was invited to my birthday party? What did you eat? Why did you have a birthday party? When was it? Where did you go? Question number 10. What is the predicate in this sentence? Molly is the subject. That's who the sentence is about. And then what is the predicate? She played with her dolls. But we don't have that whole sentence. So what did Molly do? What did Molly do? She played. So that's what the predicate is. The subject is who the sentence is about. The predicate is what they did. What did she do? She played. Which word has the short A sound? Ah. Is it going to be cake, tap, tape, tap? Anything that ends with A, consonant E, is always going to have that long A sound. It's always going to make that A sound. Cake. And then it's going to end with that consonant and the E will be silent. So those are long A sounds. We're looking for the short A. T, ah, p, tap. That's the short ah sound. Long A is A. So that's why it's tap. Which word has the short E sound? Bean, bee, bag, b, g, bag. Bean, the EA will make the long E sound. The double E, like in bee or tree, will make the E, long E sound. We need the sound, bag. B, g, bag, eh. It makes the short E sound for eh, eh. Which word has the same two-letter blend as trip? Trip, eh, trip, trip. We're looking for the blend, tree. There was a blend video that we watched early on last week. So if you need to practice your blends, you can watch one of those fun videos on YouTube. Tre, 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 eh, p. So the TR, instead of making it t, p, trip, or t, tree, it's tree. T. It's the TR will make the tre. So it kind of sounds like a CH sound. Tre, tre. So it's not tree. We don't say tree, we say tree. Hopefully that makes sense. Something that you guys are going to have to memorize. Those blends, you'll have to see those letters and just know that the TR makes the tre sound. Two more. Which word has the same long A vowel sound as in made? B, a, d, bad. M, a, d, mad. N, aim, name. Which one has the A sound? Name. How do we know that it makes the long A sound? Because it has an A, consonant E. A, consonant E. The E is silent. The long A makes the A sound. A, d, made. Aim, name. Last one. Which word has the same long I vowel sound as pine? P, I, same thing. I, consonant E, will make the I sound. It. That's the short I. Pin. I'm time. The I consonant E makes the long I sound, I, and then the E is silent, and then you end with the consonant. So p, I, time. It makes the long I sound, not the sound. All right, guys. Now, you guys can play this game as many times, not as many times actually. Once it hits up to 100 for the class, then it times out, but I can always create it again. So yeah, you guys can play it as many times as you want. My goal is for you guys to get them all correct so that you're ready for your grammar test on Wednesday. All right. The last thing we're going to do is going to be selfie writing. Now, if you don't take your selfie writing today, that's fine, but I'm going to show it to you guys in today's video. Okay. And I'm not going to show it the rest so that you guys can always refer to Monday. So to go to your selfie writing, you're going to go to Google Classroom, click on classwork, go to ELA, and then go to selfie writing. And then you're going to click on not your selfie writing instructions. That's the YouTube video. You're going to click on right here and you should say your name. All right. So once you guys are on your selfie writing, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this yellow highlighted words to find our current days, which is October 4th. So this was last week's. So this is this week's. You may complete this side week of October 4th. So you're going to take a picture of yourself, and I've shown you guys how to do that. You're going to go to insert image, and then you guys are going to click camera, take your picture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask or what is it called? Click on the picture, mask image, I think. Mask image, shapes, circle. And then I'm going to double click. And then I'm going to form the bookend to the circle of my face. There we go. Okay. Now this year I want to read. This year I want to read and you get to put what you want. So I already have something very similar. And then what you need to make sure you do is indent. So to indent on the computer, you press tab, or you can just click five spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This year, I want to read Harry Potter, James and the Giant Peach, and the Magic School Treehouse. I am really excited to read Harry Potter because I saw the movie and it was really great. I am really excited that Miss J is reading James and the Giant Peach to our class on Friday. So obviously that might not be something that we're excited for. So you might say, I am excited to watch James and the Giant Peach, the movie, after I am done reading the book. Now, a lot of books are turned into movies. So you might be able to strike a deal with your parents or adult in your in your household, where if you finish a chapter book, you can watch the movie afterwards. So now you're going to notice that I underlined these movie and these book titles. So, and then there can also be movie titles as well. So how you underline is you click and drag, and then there's this U up here, and then you click on the U, and that's how you underline. Okay. Make sure you guys are writing 4 to 6 sentences. So think about some books you guys want to read this year. It might not be chapter books, and that's fine. And then you guys are going to write it here in your selfie-writing. Now you're going to notice that some of you guys already have something similar. So you might just want to change some of the book stories out. You can even literally just delete it like this. I'll show you. So let's say you don't want to read the Magic Schoolhouse Treehouse. Maybe this year you want to read the book Enemy Pie. This year, I want to read Harry Potter, James and the Giant Peach, and Enemy Pie. And then you can talk about which books you're really excited to read and read. Okay? That's all you guys need to do. And then that is it for ELA. Now, I know that was kind of long, which is why I wanted to record it like this. What we're going to be doing is tomorrow, you guys are going to take your comprehension test, and we're going to do another recording like this. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be pretty much any questions you guys have. I am going to be with you guys going through it. But I really want you guys to try and follow along with these instructions. I think this is going to be really helpful for the majority of you. And for those of you who guys need the extra support, I will definitely give that to you guys. But try and watch these YouTube videos first. All right, guys? All right, I will see you guys at 10:15 for math.